And good afternoon and welcome to Zaleski Sports. And I'm Mike Steinwegner along with John Stanifer. And we are here live and in beautiful living color at Madison Field, located on the campus of the Marshfield school system here. Madison School, right to our right in front of us here is the high school. And over to our left is Stanford Field over there, where they're playing baseball over there today. But we're going to have a dandy here as these two teams are kind of, it's kind of like the Stevens Point, Wisconsin rivalry or the Marshfield Point rivalry. This two teams here are rivalries also, as Marshfield had a dandy up at DC Everest earlier in the season, and let's see, we'll look back on that, and that was back on, let's take a look here. Oh, when was that? That was actually early in the season, and that was, well, it doesn't matter on the date here, but it turns out that Marshfield ended up winning that contest in 8 innings, and that was a dandy up there as Marshfield put up they went, it was all tied up at 3 after 7, and Marshfield put up a 4 spot in the 8th inning, and came away with a big victory. And it's hard to win up there at Everest, and Marshfield did it and actually kept Marshfield alive here in the Wisconsin Valley race, as Marshfield and Stevens Point both at 6-1, and they will be meeting each other just shortly here on the 14th. That would be actually 2 days from now over in Spash. That contest starting at 4:30 over in Stevens Point. DC Everest right behind in the 3rd spot at 4-3. Wausau West at 3-4. Wisconsin Rapids 2-5, and Wausau East 0-7. Everest has 3 games remaining after today, as they will host Wisconsin Rapids on Thursday, and then on the 16th they play DC Everest at Appleton. And then on the 19th, they have a home game at Wausau East. And actually, those home games, I did not realize this, but they are actually twilighters, or a night game, as both of them are at 7 o'clock on their home schedule. And the Marshfield Tigers, as I mentioned, will take on Spash on the 14th. It should be a battle in that one. It was a close contest. It was 4-4, and then Spash came up with, if I'm not mistaken, 3 runs in the I think it was the 4th or 5th inning. But then Marshfield travels up to Wausau West to take on the Warriors at 4:30 on the 19th, and the Warriors are the ones that gave Spash a loss this year. And so this conference is going to go right down to the wire here, and of course Marshfield is not in the sectional. We'll talk about that later on as we talk about tournament time, and it's just around the corner here, as these are the final games in the Wisconsin Valley. And it turns out that Marshfield is with pretty much the Big Rivers bunch there, and also the Mississippi Valley group down in there. So it should be a very, very interesting end to the conference. Our pregame show is brought to you by First Choice Credit Union. First Choice Credit Union in Marshfield serves anyone who lives or works in Wood, Marathon, Clark, or Portage counties. Make First Choice Credit Union your first choice for loans, as coaches are coming together at home plate along with the captains to go over the ground rules here. So we're going to take a little break, and I'm going to send it back over to John here, and he's going to tell you a little bit of our fine sponsors here on Zaleski Sports. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Hello, I'm Jenny Shaner, Realtor, Next Home Hub City. If you're a first-time home buyer or seller, or you've been around the block, because of my experience, I'm able to help you in the most efficient way. I'm a full-time, full-service realtor. I focus on my clients 100%. Let's work together as a team for a win in your next real estate transaction.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale, we have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Simple, clear, helpful, and built around you. This isn't just a new building, it's a new experience for our members and for the Stevens Point community. Now it's easier than ever to stop in when it works for you. With 24/7 drive-through access, our services fit your schedule, not the other way around. Here at Simplicity, that's the kind of experience we believe in. You'll still see the same friendly faces, now in a space designed to serve you better and enhance the community we're proud to be a part of. We can't wait to welcome you in.
And we're back here at Madison Field getting ready for this afternoon's Wisconsin Valley Conference game as the Marshfield Tigers playing host to the DC Everest Evergreens. As I mentioned, Marshfield tied for first place in the Wisconsin Valley at 6-1. DC Everest in third place at 4-3. Marshfield 12-5 overall. They have won 9 of their last 11 ball games. They've been playing some great softball down the stretch here, and the DC Everest Evergreens at 4-3 conference-wise and 12-9 overall. The starting lineups for this afternoon's contest for the DC Everest Evergreens, coached by Katie Schulfer in her 4th season. She's got an overall record of 76-22. Leading off and catching for the Evergreens, number 5, Aubrey Klott. Batting second and playing center field, number 4, Allison Blarick. Adding in the 3 spot and playing third base, number 14, Mara Meverden. In the cleanup spot and pitching today, number 20, Piper Scholes. Batting in the number 5 spot, the big power on this ball club. She's hit 9 home runs already this season. She's got 4 in the Valley this year. And playing second base, number 27, Maddie Hoppy. Batting 6th and playing shortstop, Kylan Wright. Batting 7th, the first baseman, Ava Hahn. Batting 8th, the DP, Ella Roberts. And batting 9th and playing right field, Alyssa Shemileski. And the playing left field for the Evergreens will be the flex player, number 7, Maddie Kittle. For the Marshfield Tigers, coached by Becky Linsmeyer in her 5th season, with an overall record of 65-53. And leading off for the Marshfield Tigers, playing center field, number 5, Maddie Cole. In the 2 spot for the Tigers at third baseman, number 2, Lydia Garvin. Batting third and in the circle today, number 3, Molly Fox. In the cleanup spot and catching, number 4, Lily Griesbach. Batting in the number 5 spot and playing left field, Avery Kelnoffer. Batting 6th and playing shortstop, playing some great defense at the shortstop spot this year, and she'll be back next year. She's only a junior, number 10, Ryan Costa. Batting in the number 7 spot and playing first base, senior Ari Pugh. In the 8th spot and DPing, number 14, Kendall Pierce. And playing right field, her sister, number 13, Cameron Pierce. And in the flex spot, number 4, Layla Upman. And so the Tigers needing this big one right here. Actually, this is a big ball game because it'll be a matchup with Spash for the conference title pretty much on Thursday in Stevens Point. And even with a loss, the Tigers still have a chance at the conference title. They would have to knock off Stevens Point And Point is in action today. The other two games in Wisconsin Valley today, Stevens Point is at Wausau West, and that could be a dandy also, as like I mentioned. West was the team that knocked them off at Stevens Point last time, and that was back on April 21st, a 7-6 loss by the Panthers to the Wausau West Warriors. And Wausau East is at Wisconsin Rapids today, and Steve Maves is on the call for that one today. So we've got other games here on the network tonight, or this afternoon, some really great ball games. Freedom is at Wapaka, and in the big one, the Clover Belt East, Loyal against Columbus, and Loyal Greenwood is at Columbus here in a doubleheader in softball. And at this time, we're going to have our national anthem.
At this time, would you please rise and join us for the national anthem?
And our national anthem is brought to you by Hiller's True Value. Hurry in for huge savings at Hiller's True Value, soon to be Hiller's Ace Hardware. Save on Milwaukee outdoor power equipment, everything from chainsaws to string trimmers. Hiller's True Value, soon to be Hiller's Ace Hardware. And going back to those ball games, that big one in the Clover Belt East, Loyal is taking on Columbus. Is over at Hackman Field. And Gene Delisio is on the call for that one. And Loyal Greenwood is at the fairgrounds taking on the Columbus Catholic Dons as they're going for an Eastern Clover Belt Championship also over there. And, of course, in baseball, Marshfield is at DC Everest. We'll try to keep you up to date on that one also. As then Rice Lake is at Eau Claire Memorial in baseball. Kaukauna is at Appleton North in baseball. In softball, Wausau East at Wisconsin Rapids. As I mentioned, Steve Maves on the call on that one over at the Quadruplex in Wisconsin Rapids. And Wausau West is at Spash in baseball. And Stanley Boyd is traveling to Fall Creek to play the Crickets. And that one going on is already in action. That one started at 4:30. So some great ball games on the network. And we've got some great ball games coming up next Thursday also, as we've got 11 ball games next week also, or next Thursday. And John and I will be over at Stratford for the Auburndale-Stratford game. A first look at the Auburndale Eagles as they have clinched at least a tie in that Marewood Conference South. So it'll be a big battle because Stratford is the one that's actually battling with Auburndale. So it should be a great contest that we'll have at Stratford. And in fact, Stratford boys have to stay alive too and beat Auburndale to order to tie for the conference title there with possibly Marathon. Leading off for the Evergreens here in the first inning is Aubrey Klott, the catcher, as we'll take a look at what Aubrey's been doing this season here. And the first pitch comes in and a ball for Aubrey. First pitch at 4:59 as we're a little ahead of schedule here. And the pitch by Fox. And a call strike catching the outside corner as Game time temperature, 71 degrees. Winds are out of the west to northwest at 20 miles an hour, gusting at 30 miles an hour. We've got kind of overcast skies. The sun is shining out here, enough room for the sun to get through. So, and next pitch comes up high and inside. And we'll see what Aubrey is hitting here for the Evergreens. As she's hitting 342 on the season with 23 RBIs in this leadoff spot. And the count now goes to 3-1 to Aubrey Klott, a senior. As these two teams have met over the years, and a call strike as Aubrey was ready to head down to first base, but that caught the outside corner to make it 3-2 as these two teams have met. In the last 17 and a half seasons here, Everest has the edge of with an overall record of 25-13, and a swing and a miss, and that is a Surf Pro strikeout. Call Surf Pro for the number one choice in cleanup and restoration. Surf Pro, like it never happens. So Molly Fox gets the first strikeout of the day as she leads the conference in strikeouts in the stats-wise. Let's take a look what she's got so far just in the Valley this year, as she has struck out 66. That's number 67. She leads the conference with a 1.09 ERA, in the first pitch to Allison Blerick catches the inside corner for a call strike. Fox getting the sign from Lily Griesbach, working behind the plate for the Tigers. Next pitch comes in right at the knees for a call strike 2. Actually, Marshfield has pretty much, in the last 5-6 years, they've won 6 and lost 6. So Evergreen's pretty much matched equally in the last 6 years. Everest had a big string going back from 2011 through 2016. They had like an 11 or 12 game winning streak against the Tigers, and fouling it off as that one goes off of Griesbach, and the umpire checking to see how she is, as gives her a little time out there. Count 1-2 on the number 2 hitter, Allison Blerick, as we'll see what Allison is hitting this season. She's hitting .339 on the season with 10 RBIs. She's got 5 doubles on this Evergreen Ball Club this year. And Molly's next pitch upstairs for a ball, 2-2. As Allison gets back into the right-hand batter's box there, gets set. Molly gets a sign from Griesbach. Wind up and a pitch and a pop-up, and should be playable as the wind just took that. It's coming from the northwest, and it just guided that. It looks like it was going to be playable, and it went right into the screen. So Lily really had no chance once it got up into that wind there and pushed it into the backstop here. Count remains 2-2 with 1 down here in the top of the first inning. We're just underway here from Madison Field in Marshfield. And check down to first base umpire, and they're saying Allison did not go. So the count is now 3-2 on Allison Blerick. Mara Meverdin in that on-deck circle with that fancy, I would call it a pink bat, and fouls down the right side, and that is going to go right on top of the batting cage down the right field side here. Special thanks to our game day sponsors, Arts Body Shop, Bruce Orthodontics, Takiara Monarca, and Partners Bank, and Hefco Floral. And we'd like to thank all of our sponsors. And that one's coming back and going right over the top of us here. We'd like to thank all our great sponsors for sponsoring these high school ball games. And actually, we've got a new group coming in Friday night, as I will be at Hackman Field as Marshfield Chaparrals start their season Friday night at Jack Hackman Field, as they'll take on the Whittlesea Reds. And the start of that one starts at 7 o'clock, and they're a 9-inning ball game. So should be a great time. I know I was at a FFA banquet last night and saw some of the workers that work at that, and they says, "You ready to call?" And I says, "Yeah, I'll be there Friday night." So it'll be a good time at Hackman Field, and we'll have some great times there with the Chaparrals. And a swing and a miss at a fastball upstairs, and that's strikeout to number 2 by Molly Fox, as that is a Serve Pro strikeout. Call Serve Pro for the number 1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never happened. So 2 big strikeouts here by Molly. She's on top of it right here. She had, if I'm not mistaken, she had 8 strikeouts against the Everest team back in that 8-inning win earlier in the season. Molly's pitch gets the inside corner right at the knees for a call strike. As Meverden on the season, she is hitting 406 on the season, so some great power. She's got 28 hits on the season, and actually she's got 3 home runs on this ball club also. They've hit quite a few home runs on this team, as Klott has 5 and another 5, or Meverden with 3, and Scholes with 2, and Hoppy with actually 12 home runs on the season. And a fly ball out to left field. That's over the head, and that is off the top of the wall. And going into second is Meverden, as she gets a stand-up double as she hit that one into the teeth of that wind. If the wind wouldn't have been blowing, that would have been out of here as a shot by Mara Meverden. As that one went off the top of the wall, you could tell right away as soon as she made contact that had a chance to get out of here. So Everest threatening here in the top of the first inning with 2 down, and the cleanup hitter, Piper Scholes. And Piper has a few home runs this year also. And the first pitch comes in just low for ball 1. As we'll see what Piper's stats are here, as she has 2 home runs on the season. She's got 11 doubles, 25 RBIs, 33 hits, and hitting .440 on the season. And a swing and a miss at a fastball that was right on the outside corner. Everest, as a team in the Valley, is hitting .354, and an on-base percentage of .418. So great. They're number 2 in the conference, and a pitch way outside, and Piper swings at that one, and she would like to have that one back. As count now 1-2 with 2 down. And Mara Meverden at second base for the Evergreens. Fox from the windup, and the pitch way outside and low. Evens the count at 2-2. Not a bad day here, 71 degrees, and we'll take this as they're saying now 70s pretty much for the next week and a half here. It's about time spring finally gets here. Molly gets the sign and the pitch. And a pop-up, and that one's out of play on the third base side here, into the stands here, as fans moving around. The Evergreens will be in action on Thursday, as they will host Wisconsin Rapids. The start of that contest will be at 7 o'clock. As I mentioned, they've got 3 games after today, and tournament time just around the corner. The seating pairings will be coming out very shortly. We'll go through that later on. And a call, strike 3, as Molly strikes out the side here. Strikeout number 3, and that's the Serve Pro strikeout. Call Serve Pro for the number 1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never happened. So the double that Meverden had goes to waste, and the Evergreens come up with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And after a half inning of play, it's the DC Everest Evergreens, nothing, and the Marshfield Tigers coming to bat. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Wisconsin shops at Gross Auto Group for 3 big reasons. No hassle pricing, lifetime warranty, massive selection, price to move. Gross Auto Group's no hassle pricing means the price you see is the price you pay. No back and forth, no wasted time. Our lifetime engine warranty means we want your new ride running for as long as you own it. And with 8 brands in 6 stores, Gross Auto has the ride you want at the price you need. 3 reasons, 3 towns. Gross Auto Group in Neelsville, Black River Falls, and Marshfield.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Back here at Madison Field, the Tigers coming off a 10-4 win last week against Eau Claire North in a non-conference game, and DC Everest Evergreens coming off a 2-1 win at Chippewa Falls on Saturday. And Piper threw 7 innings in that, gave up 1 run, walked 3, and struck out 5. So Piper on the mound today. First pitch just outside for strike 1. That to Maddie Cole, and we'll see what we'll pull out the stats here for Maddie. I've just got too many papers floating around here today. We'll just kind of organize them over to one side here. And the next pitch comes in for a ball. And a fly ball out to right field, and coming over to grab that one for out number 1 is Shimoleski for out number 1. So 1 down as Manny Cole gives it a little ride out to right field, bringing up Lydia Garvin, the third baseman. As let's see here, I know I've got Marshfield stats around here somewhere, but we'll find him. Here we go. And we'll see what Garvin is hitting on the season as in that number 2 spot here. For some reason, it didn't want to print it off. I'm sorry about that. And a pitch upstairs for a ball. And the count now 2-1 to Lydia Garvin. Well, actually, we can tell you what Lydia is hitting in conference play here. I've got him overall, and I've got conference stats here too. So one way or another, we're going to get you some numbers here for these great student athletes here. And a pitch upstairs by Piper. Count now 3-2. And pitch down low as Lydia works a walk. Yeah, so the Tigers get one on here in the bottom of the first inning, bringing up Molly Fox. And Molly on the season, in the conference, actually hitting .227, but she's hit 2 home runs in conference play and does a nice job on the mound. Takes that first pitch for a call strike. She's got 5 home runs overall on the season. And a pitch down low. Piper with the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Great cut there by Molly. Count now 1-2. Piper with the pitch. Upstairs for a ball. 2-2 to the number 3 hitter, Molly Fox. And the pitch fouls it off. Yes. Here we've got, here we go. Molly's hitting .385 on the season overall. Wind up in a pitch by Piper upstairs for a ball and works the count now to 3-2. That's the second batter in a row that Piper has worked the count to 3-2. And fouling it off. And a pitching line for Piper so far in the valley here. we'll take a look at that. She's 3-3 on the season in 33 2/3 innings. She's given up 58 hits, 44 runs, 25 earned. She's got an ERA of 5.20 and a strike 3 call. And that will be her 19th strikeout in the conference this year for Piper. And that's out number 2. And coming to the plate is Lily Griesbach. As Lily on the season is hitting .370 on the season with 22 RBIs. And pitch just catches the outside corner at the knees for a call strike. The Evergreens went to state last year, went 1-1, and lost in these semis. And a line shot and a great catch there by Wright for out number 3 as Lily hit a rope right at Wright, and she puts the glove up there for out number 3. So for the Tigers, in the bottom of the first inning, no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left. And after 1 complete inning of play, it's the Marshfield Tigers, nothing, and the DC Everest Evergreens, nothing. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
And we are back here at Madison Field, just taking a look here at the Marshfield Tiger DC Everest game going on at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield, and they are in the bottom of the or top of the second inning, and no score in that contest. So it should be a great ball game over there, also with the Tigers and the DC Everest Evergreen. So we'll check on some other games also. That other big one in the Clover Belt Conference, Loyal and Columbus Catholic battling for first place in that Clover Belt East, which pretty much should decide the conference title. And coming up for the DC Everest Evergreens here on the top of the second inning is Maddie Hoppy, as she is having an outstanding season for the Evergreens. And just inside, and she just gets nicked as she gets on base. So the first pitch by Fox just catches her along the arm there. And we'll bring up Kylan Wright. And Kylan, we'll see what, let's see what she's got for numbers here. As Kylan with hitting .290 on the season with 20 hits. She's got 8 RBIs and having only a sophomore, doing a nice job for head coach Katie Schulfer at that shortstop spot, who made that great catch on that line drive to end the first inning for the Tigers. Right-handed hitter, Kylan Wright, as she lays one down and fouls it off. As she gets all the way down to first, decides, well, we got to come back. One foul. As we'll take a look also at what's going on. Oh, let's check on the Columbus girls game with Loyal. That one all tied up at 5 in the top of the 5th inning, and that's a doubleheader at the fairgrounds. So should be a great battle there too, as Columbus Catholic trying to continue their string of conference championships in the Clover Belt Conference. As Molly gets the sign from Griesbach. Finally getting it. And the pitch. And catches the outside corner at the knees for a call strike. Count now 1-2. Molly gets set. And the windup. And the pitch. And the home plate umpire is saying she went. And that is strikeout number 4 for Molly Fox. And that is a Serve Pro strikeout. As Coach Katie Schulfer comes down and questioning the call. And the home plate umpire made the call on that. And so it is out number 1. And the 4th strikeout for Fox. And that's Serve Pro strikeout. Serve Pro. The number 1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro, like it never happened. Maybe I should have them come over and clean my house, and I wouldn't have to do it then. As coming up now is Ava Hahn. Ava, let's see what she's doing on the season. All these players on this Everest team, nice ball club. She's hitting .293 on the season. She's got 12 RBIs. She's got 4 doubles to her credit. As runner at first, Maddie Hoppy. And the pitch upstairs for a ball. And looking at that Columbus, as the Greyhounds are leading the Columbus Dons 3-2 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That one is at Jack Hackman Field. I'm sorry. Marshfield is actually at DC Everest today. Molly with the windup and the pitch just inside and low for 4 straight balls and works a walk.
Brings up the DP, number 6,
as
Roberts.
Hoppy goes to second. So a hit batsman and a walk by Fox here. Puts runners at first and second with 1 down and bringing up Ella Roberts. Roberts turns around and fouls that one off as Lily taking a little beating back there, and the umpire comes out to talk to Molly Fox here to let Lily get her composure there as that foul tip came back and nailed her one where there was no padding. So as I used to do the same thing when I was umpiring many years ago, I'll tell you, those catchers take a beating, and so the umpires back there take a beating also. Molly from the windup and the pitch, squaring around, and Ella fouls that one off. So an 0-2 count with 1 down here, trying to sacrifice the runners over. Most likely not with an 0-2 count here. She fouls it out. It's considered a strikeout. As Molly gets back in the circle here, gets to the rubber, gets the sign from Griesbach. And the pitch. And outside and high for a ball. 1-2 count. As Roberts on the season is hitting .208. She's 5 for 24 on the season with 3 RBIs. And the pitch from Fox. And a call strike as a strikeout number 5. As so far Molly has not had to use her defense back there, as all 5 outs by the Evergreens have been by way of strikeouts. And that's a Serve Pro strikeout. Serve Pro like it never happened. So 2 down here, runners at first and second, and a swing and a miss by Shimoleski. And we'll see what she's hitting on the season. She's hitting 151 in that number 9 spot, playing right field. And a foul tip into the glove of Griesbach. 0-2 count. Runners at first and second, as this is the second time in 2 innings here that the Everest have had a chance to score runs, as they have runner in scoring position. As Fox getting set in the circle, steps to the rubber, gets the sign from Griesbach, rocks and fires. And a fly ball out to left field. And that's a running catch as Kellenhofer lost her footing a little bit there. She went to her right, came back, and looks like she lost her footing, but she recovered nicely for out number 3. For the Evergreens in the top of the second inning, no runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 left. And after 1.5 innings of play, we're all knotted up at 0. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
So, after a couple years of this, it's time for more money and better opportunities. That's where Mid-State Technical College comes in.
Are you a born leader? Is hospitality your thing? Maybe you're into efficiency. Or do you love building teams? No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. So stop getting by and level up today.
And we're back here at Madison as Avery Kellenhofer took that first pitch and hit a little flare to right field for a base hit. Avery coming into this ball game hitting .447 for the Tigers, playing left field and playing a great left field. She's got 2 homers on the season as she starts out this inning with a base hit to right field, a little flare over the first baseman's head. And the first pitch to Ryan Costa, who's been playing a great shortstop for the Tigers this season. Left-handed hitter. We'll see what Ryan is hitting on the season here, as she's hitting .352 on the season with 1 home run, as she fouls that one off. And she's also had 2 triples, 2 doubles. She's got 14 RBIs on the season, as I mentioned, hitting .352. Left-handed hitter. And she has, like I said, been playing a great defense for Coach Linsmeyer. And she's only a junior. She'll be back next year. She'll bring that senior leadership to this Tiger Ball Club next season. Her father, Dan Costa, who used to be a head coach here at Marshfield, now an assistant with Becky Linsmeyer, and had a nice talk with Dan before the ball game. And it's always a pleasure to sit with him in the dugout before the game and chit-chat over old times. Him and I go back old school, both of us, as Ryan fouls that one off into the screen. 2-2 count on Ryan Koska here in the bottom of the second inning. No score. And this one's going to go right down to the wire. And pitcher's duel between Piper Scholes and Molly Fox. And pop-up into the infield. And taking control out there is Maddie Hoppy for out number 1. And coming to the plate, the first baseman, Ari Pugh. Ari used to be a catcher, and they moved her to first base this year, and doing a nice job, hitting .333 on the season with 2 doubles, and she's got 5 RBIs. She's got a situation now with a runner at first. She squares around, pulls it back for a ball. As first base and third base charging in on that, the shortstop heading to second, and second baseman heading over to first. Great defensive execution by the Evergreens. And a pitch upstairs as Ari, on that first pitch, she attempted to take the bunt, but pulled it back. And she hits a fly ball out to right field, and it's over the head of the right fielder, Sholominski, and coming around third and scoring as a stand-up double by Ari Pugh, an RBI double, as she got it up in that wind and just traveled. And Kellenhofer, flying with the great speed that she's got, comes in with the first run for the Tigers, as the Tigers take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. A RBI double by Ari Pugh, and bringing up Kendall Pierce for the Tigers, as Kendall squares the bunt and pulls it back. And let's see. Kendall is hitting .242 on the season. She's got 3 RBIs. She's got a double to her credit. And a pitch down low for a ball. So the Tigers score first on an RBI double over the head of the right fielder. Pitch down low and gets by. And great hustle there by Ari Pugh as she decided she's going to take off. And that pitch, it was in the dirt. That'll be scored as a wild pitch as Ari goes to third. So sacrifice fly here could score the Tigers' second run here in the bottom of the second inning. 3-1 count now to the DP, Kendall Pierce. And a call strike right at the letters. Works the count of 3-2. A lot of at-bats here by the Tigers that have been worked at 3-2. Foul ball by Pierce. As Piper gets back into the circle here. Gets ready and fires. And back to the mound. Piper looks, and a throwing error by Piper. She could not believe it. Easy play, a ground ball to Piper as she fired that ball right over the first baseman, Ava Hahn's head, and a run comes in as Ari will score on that error and makes the score now 2-0. And laying one down is Cameron Pierce, and that goes foul. So big error by the Evergreens here as Kendall Pierce lands up on second on that throwing error as it went down the right field line. And a pitch down low as Cameron squared the bunt, pulls it back, low pitch, and a beautiful bunt. And a base infield hit by Cameron Pierce. And there is the advantage right there of being a left-handed hitter. As I've always said, left-handed hitters have that extra step and a half, maybe even 2 steps, coming out of that left-handed side. And a beautiful bunt by Cameron Pierce advances the runner, Kendall Pierce, over to third. And Cameron Pierce comes up with a big hit, and we've got a conference on the field now. And I'm going to tell you about the big celebration that's going to be coming to Marshfield in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks away. It's the Marshfield Dairy Fest. Say cheese on Friday, May 29th, and Saturday, May 30th. Enjoy the Mayor's Breakfast, parade, and live music at Nuts Deep 2 and more. For more info, go to marshfieldchamber.com. That's the Marshfield Dairy Fest, coming to Marshfield at the end of this month. So, think about it. You know, we're just a few days away from halfway through the month of May here already, and spring and summer just goes too fast. As conference ends, and Coach Schulfer, and a double steal is successful as the Pierce girls work the double steal and score another run, and it's 3-0 Marshfield on a double steal. The wind starting to pick up a little bit here more. And off the glove, and that's going to be a pass ball. As a lot of miscues here by the Evergreens. A throwing error, a wild pitch, a pass ball, a double steal by the Tigers, and a pitch comes in for a call strike right at the knees to leadoff hitter Maddie Cole, as Maddie hit a long fly out to right first time up. Ground ball to short, picked up by Wright, throws over to first, and scoring with a great speed that Cameron Pierce has, she scores on that ground out to short. So an RBI to Maddie Cole and makes this game now 4-0 Tigers as they put up a big 4 spot here in the bottom of the second on a lot of miscues by the Evergreens. And the first pitch upstairs by Piper. As Maddie gets that RBI and 2 down now here. Next pitch down low to Lydia Garvin. Lydia walked back in that first inning as I didn't have a chance to give you Lydia's numbers. Ground ball to second, over to first in time for out number 3. But the Tigers come up with 4 big runs here in the bottom of the second on 3 hits, 1 error, and no one left. And after 2 complete innings of play, it's the Marshfield Tigers 4 and the DC Everest Evergreens nothing. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Ooh. Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Rigel Plumbing and Heating in Marshfield, your local Amana dealer. Call Rigel Plumbing and Heating today to make sure your furnace is ready for the winter ahead. For expertise, honesty, and stellar service, look no further than Heritage Auto Body. Heritage Auto Body has free estimates and works with your insurance. Heritage Auto Body on Heritage Drive in Marshfield.
And we are back here at Madison School as the Tigers come up with a 4 spot in the bottom of the second inning here. A lot of miscues by the Evergreens and gives the Tigers that 4-0 lead going to the bottom of top of the third inning here. And leading off will be the leadoff hitter and catcher Aubrey Klott as she struck out back in the first inning as Molly Fox looking very impressive on the mound. She's got given up 1 hit, walked 1, hit a batter, and has struck out 5 in the first 2 innings here. As Molly gets set, rocks and fires, and down low for a ball. Molly getting ready. And a fly ball down and drops in front of the right fielder, Cameron Pierce. So a base hit for Aubrey Klott, as that is the second hit for the Evergreens this afternoon. Leadoff single, Allison Blarick, who struck out back in the first inning. And got the force at second, the ground ball to third as Garvin throws over to Upman at second for the force out. That'll go 5-4 for the first out. And Blarick gets on with a fielder's choice. And Mara Meverden now up, who hit that shot off the top of the fence back in the first inning for a stand-up double as she gave that a ride into the wind. And as I mentioned, if there wouldn't have been any wind, that would have been out of here completely. So we'll see if Mara can move the runner here at first. And next pitch upstairs for a ball. Tournament time just around the corner here as final games of the regular season coming up here in the next week or so. Can't believe how fast the season has gone. I mean, with the weather that we've had, and it's A lot of games that teams did not play. You know, they were kind of washed out. They couldn't reschedule them because of conference games being played. And a fly ball in foul going out of play along the third base side here. As Molly getting set out there. And the pitch. And a fly ball way out of play. Count remains at 2-2 with one down here. Runner at first. That runner being Allison Blarick. Molly rocks and fires upstairs for a ball. In fact, next Thursday, Marshfield is at Stevens Point, Wausau West at Wausau East, and Rapids is at DC Everest. And then Tuesday, May 19th, that would be next Tuesday, the final regular season games in the Wisconsin Valley. And fouling that one off and staying alive, count remains 3-2. We've got Marshfield be going to Wausau West. Wausau East is at DC Everest and Wisconsin Rapids. And Stevens Point in a rivalry matchup there to end the regular season. So it's going to go right down to the wire here as the Tigers have that big one on Thursday at Stevens Point. Fox, swing and a miss by Meverton as speed against power, and speed won on that one. As a big fastball by Molly Fox. And strikeout number 6. As that is Serve Pro strikeout. Serve Pro like it never happened. And up now is Piper Schultz. Piper struck out back in that first inning. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. 2 down here in the top of the third inning. Tigers leading 4-0. Next pitch upstairs. Molly getting the sign from Griesbach. And again upstairs. Pitching very carefully to Piper Schultz. Piper with some power there. She's got, a couple home runs this year. And on the on-deck circle, definitely Maddie Hoppy, as she's got 12 on the season this year. And a call strike right on the outside corner. 2-1 count now. 2-2 count with 2 down. And a runner at first. As that in that number 3, 4, and 5, it's speed against power, and this one foul back and out of play into the stands here along the third base side. Count remains 2-2 with 2 down. I got to get up and stretch here a little bit. I've been sitting way too long. As they're trying to get softballs here. I don't know if the kids are running off with them, but Coach Linsmeyer had to bring a couple of new ones out there. Molly getting set. Rocks and fires. And a shot right at the center fielder, Maddie Cole, for out number 3. So the Tigers work out of it as that leadoff single by Klott did not affect them at all. And so after 2.5 innings of play, it's the Tigers 4 and the Evergreens nothing. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsLivered.com.
Cobeson Bus is hiring. It's drivers that they need. Cobeson Bus is hiring. It's the perfect job for me.
Cobuson Buses would like to thank all of our school bus drivers throughout the state of Wisconsin for their safe driving. If you would like to make a difference in your community with a fun and rewarding part-time job, apply at cobuson.com.
Cobuson Bus is hiring. It's the perfect job for me.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken has been voted best pizza in Marshfield 16 years in a row. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken is ready for your call now. Choose drunken chicken, BLT, Western, mac and cheese, sweet chili chicken, and more. Plus, Scotty's has broasted chicken, fish sandwiches, salads, and desserts. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, 715-384-8118 and scottyspizza.com.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
And we're back here at Madison Field, and I mentioned that coming around the corner here is the softball seedings. And in Division 2 through 5, the seeding meetings will be on May 13th through the 17th, and Division 1 will be May 17th through the 20th for softball. And we'll tell you later on what the baseball ones are. So tournament time just around the corner as coming to the plate for the Tigers here. In the bottom of the third with the Tigers leading 4-0 is Molly Fox as she takes the first pitch for a call strike, and she pops this one up to Maddie Hoppy at second base for out number 1 as Molly now 0 for 2 on the day. Bringing up Lily Griesbach, the catcher. She has been on a tear in the last 5-6 ball games. She's got like 15 RBIs in that period of time, and she's just been dangerous at the plate and been doing a great job catching, kind of taking a beating back there today, but she's hanging right in there. She takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a call strike, and a swing and a miss. And she pulled her head there a little bit. Lily Griesbach, number 4 hitter for Coach Linsmeyer. She's hitting .370 on the season coming in today's ball game. And a fly ball out to left field. That's in the left center field power alley off the bottom of the fence there. As Lily going into second with a stand-up double as the Tigers threatening here again in the third inning. That is hit number 4 for the Tigers as she gave that a ride, and with that crosswind coming in from the northwest, that hung it up there, but she got a hold of it. Like I said, if the 2 shots that we've had out the left field, if there was no wind, both of them I think would have been out of here. As Piper gets set on the mound and throws down low for a ball. And bringing Avery Kellenhofer. Avery singled and scored back in the second inning. And next pitch comes in for a call strike. 1-1 count with 1 down here. And Griesbach at second for the Tigers. Piper ready, delivers, and catches the outside corner for a call strike. As Piper's only got 1 strikeout today, and she has walked 1. But she has thrown a lot of pitches, a lot of counts that have gone to 3-2. You know, actually in fast pitch, there's not that much wear and tear on the arm like there is in baseball. So, you know, that's why there's really no pitching rule in softball. And a line shot off the glove and down the first base line. And rounding third and coming home is Griesbach, and she slides in for the 5th run. As a play on Kellenhofer, as they get her, but a run scores. As Avery gets credited with a base hit and then thrown out 9-3 on that play. So 2 down, but the Tigers score on a big RBI single by Avery Kellenhofer to give the Tigers a 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. As the first pitch to Ryan Costa is a call strike. So 2 down here now in the bottom of the third. And off-speed pitch, way outside. 1-1 count. 2 down. As Avery 2 for 2 today with an RBI. As Ryan fouls that one off. Tigers were actually expected to finish, like, I think the preseason pick was possibly like 3rd or 4th in the conference this year. And I'll tell you, Coach Linsmeyer has done a great job with this ball club this year and put them in contention here for another conference title. You go back to actually Becky's first season is when the Tigers won a conference, and that one off the glove, the catcher Aubrey Klott, and she was actually named Coach of the Year her first year in, and possibly up for that award again, as I know Tom Droner has won quite a few over at Stevens Point. Smash has pretty much dominated the conference, and a call, strike 3 to Ryan Koska for out number 3. That's the second strikeout by Piper Schultz. But the Tigers come up with 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left. And after 3 complete innings of play, it's the Marshfield Tigers 5 and the DC Everest Evergreens nothing. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference baseball or softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Retirement is a balancing act because everyone's financial situation is unique. A reverse mortgage loan can transform your home's equity into accessible cash, whether it's to pay off your mortgage, cover bills, or fund your dreams.
The cash is there if we need it, and it just takes a little stress off of our lives.
You have something else to fall back on?
Call me, Josh Kilty, your local retirement mortgage specialist, for a free consultation to help bring financial stability to your life.
Join us for Marshfield's Dairy Fest. Say cheese! Kick things off on Friday, May 29th with the Mayor's Breakfast from 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. Then at 5 p.m., head to Columbia Park for a night of family-friendly entertainment, including the play Winnie the Pooh and Friends. The fun continues on Saturday, May 30th with the parade at 11 a.m. Afterward, make your way to Wenzel Family Plaza for more activities. Be sure to explore the craft show at Chestnut and West 3rd Street, and while you're there, stop by the Pie and Ice Cream Social at the Upham Mansion. Wrap up the day at the Outdoor Beer Garden, hosted by Nuts Deep 2, featuring live music. For more information, visit marshfieldchamber.com.
And we are back here at Madison Field here in Marshfield, located on the campus of Madison School, Marshfield Senior High School, and Safford Field over there also. And the first pitch comes in for a call strike, catches the inside corner. Checked up on that Loyal Columbus game. It is now in the bottom of the 5th inning, and they're all knotted up at 3. So a big one going right down the wire for the Clover Belt Eastern Conference, pretty much championship there. Loyal and Columbus both ranked in the top 10 in their polls this year. And Loyal came in actually as a number 1 seed in the preseason poll. And so Loyal with the new coaches here, Coach Bogdanovich over there, as he's been with the program for a long, long time. Randy Montalvo moving down to Arizona. And so great job by the Loyal Greyhounds this year, as they had an outstanding year in basketball also. As 1 ball, 2 strikes on the batter, Maddie Hoppy. And Maddie gets hit again, as she was hit back in the 2nd inning. As that's one way of, as they're going to take a little time, as Maddie's going to go down the line there. As we're going to tell you about Rice's More Than Floors of Marshfield. Stop in today for quality window treatments, paint, tile, remnants, and quality flooring. Visit their showroom, visit their website, or give them a call today. As Maddie gets set over at first base there. As that's the 2nd time she's gotten hit in the arm, and now she's gotten hit in the foot. So there's not really much left yet to get hit. But pitch comes in, and a call strike, catching the inside corner to Kylan Wright, the shortstop. She struck out back in the 2nd inning. As I mentioned, the seedings will be coming up for tournaments here, and looking at the brackets here. And following it off is Wright, as Marshfield is over in that Chippewa Falls sectional over there, along with Chippewa Falls, Eau Claire Memorial, Eau Claire North, Holman, Hudson, La Crosse Central, Menominee, New Richmond, Onalaska, River Falls, Sparta, Superior, and Toma. And the rest of the valley is over in that Stevens Point sectional where you're going to get teams from over in that Green Bay area, Wabanon and Bayport, and then DC Everest, of course, De Pere, Green Bay Preble, Green Bay Southwest, Green Bay West, Green Bay East co-op team, Hortonville, Pulaski, Stevens Point, Wausau East, Wausau West, West De Pere, and Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln. So, and a line shot right into the power alley, and coming over to cut it off is Maddie Cole, and a base hit by Kylan Wright as the Evergreens threatening here in the fourth inning as they get their first two runners on. As Hoppy goes into second, and a base hit by Wright. That is the third hit by the Evergreens today, bringing to the plate Ava Hahn, who walked back in the second inning. So, as Fox gets ready in the circle there, and pitch right at the letters for a call strike. Wheelers of Marshfield supports the hometown team. Stop at the Wheelers location nearest you and find a new vehicle for spring, or schedule your upcoming service or get an oil change at Wheelers Chevrolet of Marshfield. As Ava gets set in the batter's box, Molly squares around it, making an offer and fouls it off. As Ava fouls that one off, trying to sacrifice Hoppy and Kylan Wright. One more base over. And she fouls that one. An 0-2 count now. As the wind picking up a little bit. Darker clouds in the north there. And a pitch down low. As they say, there was possibility of some scattered showers in the area. We'll take a look at radar too, what's going on here in central Wisconsin. As Molly gets ready and delivers and flies this one out to center field, out to Maddie Cole. Maddie makes the catch and gets that relay in quite quickly for out number one. As Ava Hahn flies out, bringing up Ella Roberts, the DP. Ella struck out back in the second inning. So one down here in the top of the fourth inning, where the Tigers are leading 5-0. As Molly gets ready out there, gets the sign from Griesbach, and a swing and a miss for strike one. As we'll head over to the Weather Channel here and radar, see what's going on up in the northern part of the section here and see which way this is coming. Temperatures drop down to 67 degrees here in Marshfield. And a pitch low and away to Ava Hahn. Softball and baseball action going on across central Wisconsin here. Track meets going on. School season just winding down at graduation, another week and a half here in Marshfield. As I'm looking forward to it, as my daughter will be graduating in a week and a half. It's hard to believe 18 years have gone by, and so it'll be a great moment. But of course, she's going on to education over in Stevens Point to become a teacher like her mom, so the best of luck to her. And a pitch down low. And a 2-2 count with one down. So you can kind of tell that you got a proud father here. I mean, she's done very, very well for herself. So, and I wish her the best of luck. As Molly gets the sign, rocks, and fires. In that Wausau area, Antigo area, they're getting a little heavy rains up there, but doesn't look like there's going to be any around here unless something starts popping up. And a swing and a miss as Molly shoots a fastball right down Main Street and gets Ella Roberts for a strikeout, and that's a Serve Pro strikeout. That is number 7 for Molly today. Serve Pro, like it never happened. So left-handed with 2 down with runners at first and second, and bringing up Elsa Shepelewski. And a swing and a miss. As Alyssa has flew out to the left fielder. Left-handing hitter. And off-speed pitch upstairs for a ball. 1-1 count, 2 down. Runners at first and second for the Evergreens. This is They had a runner at second in the first inning and the second inning, and they had a lone runner back in the third inning. So this is the third time now in scoring position. A swing and a miss for strike two. 1-2 count as Molly's been pretty much in control this whole ball game. And she gets the sign from Lily Griesbach. Doing a nice job behind the plate today. And the pitch. And catches the outside corner for strike three. And strikeout number 8, and that's a Serve Pro strikeout. Call Serve Pro. As the Evergreens come up with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. And after 3.5 innings of play, it's the Marshfield Tigers 5 and the Everest Evergreens nothing. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Man, that furnace is just going down and retirement's not working out how we wanted to have it happen. What can we do?
Let's see what Donnie has to say.
At Citizens Financial Services, located at Citizens State Bank, we specialize in developing unique plans for our clients to provide guidance in retirement. A customized plan starts with your goals, your needs, paired with a well-thought-out strategy to address those goals.
I think this is going to work.
To set up a time, call me, Donnie Snyder, at 715-486-8151.
I got referred to the orthodontist, and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here, and he was very happy with the smile. I'd recommend Ruth Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
And we are back here at Madison Field in Marshfield, Wisconsin. And the Tigers here in the bottom of the... And a shot up the middle by Ari, as I didn't even get a chance to say that she doubled and scored back in that second inning, and she just hit a rope right up the middle, right past Piper. In fact, she lifted her leg up. It was such a shot that came off the bat, as Ari leads off the bottom of the 4th inning here, and trying to advance her is Kendall Pierce. Kendall with that great speed. She laid one down last time, and Piper picked it up and threw it over the first baseman's head. And Ari came around to score. And catching the inside corner for a strike. 0-2 count to Kendall Pierce. Kendall ended up having a double steal. She stole home on a double steal with her sister Cameron stealing second, as Kendall fouls that one off. Count remains at 0-2. As the clouds are covering the sun right now. Looks dark in the north. I would say more in that Wausau area where it's darker. And that's pretty much where they're getting the rain up in there. But I would say it's north of Highway 29, so we're in pretty good shape there. So we'll see if we get this one in. And a swing and a miss as Kendall Pierce goes down swinging for strikeout number 3 for Piper. And one down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And bringing Cameron Pierce up. Cameron got a base hit back in the second. She stole second as Cameron fouls that one off. Moved to third on a pass ball and scored on a ground ball by Maddie Cole to the shortstop, and beat the throw plenty of time at home plate. So, and the next pitch upstairs for a ball. Left hand hitting Cameron Pierce as Piper rocks and fires, and a swing and a miss by Cameron. Piper rocks, fires, and fouls it off. For 90 years, Valley Communities Credit Union has been part of your hometown team. Local, trusting, strong Valley Communities Credit Union, where community comes first. Federally insured by NCUA. That's Valley Communities Credit Union. And a call, strike three, as that pitch just froze Cameron right there. So back-to-back strikeouts by Piper. That's strikeout number 4. Go back to the top of the batting order is Maddie Cole. Maddie is 0 for 2 on the day. She flew out to the right fielder in the first and grounded out to the shortstop and got an RBI out of it. And so she's 0 for 2 with an RBI. Lydia Garvin on deck. As this middle and bottom of the order has been very productive for the Tigers. As diving back into first is Ari Pugh. 1-1 count with 2 down. And low and outside. Nice stop there by Aubrey Klott. Yes. Pitch just missed outside by Piper. Piper from the windup. And ball 4. So, Maddie Cole gets on with a walk. That's just the second walk by Maddie Cole. The other walk came from Lydia Garvin, who is now up for the Tigers. Tigers threatening here now in the bottom of the 4th inning. As Tigers put up a 4 spot in the 2nd inning and a run in the bottom of the 3rd to take this 5-0 lead. And pitch down low as Piper just cannot find the plate right now. 2-0 count with 2 down. And the pitch down low. We'd like to thank all the fans watching today here on Zaleski Sports. We're glad to bring it to you. Great high school softball and baseball going on here in central Wisconsin. And a pitch, call strike right on the outside corner to Lydia Garvin. Piper rocks. And a shot down to first. Bobbled a little bit, but recovering very nicely is Ava Hahn and steps on the bag for out number 3. The Tigers come up with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and left 2. So after 4 complete innings of play, it's the Marshfield Tigers 5 and the DC Everest Evergreens nothing. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
At House of Heating, making your home comfortable is our biggest priority. That's why we offer dependable HVAC solutions and quality work in central Wisconsin. Our pros are knowledgeable in a wide variety of services so you can feel confident in your results. They'll offer the support you need, whether it's putting in a modern HVAC system or working on and maintaining your current unit. Get in touch with House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or contact houseofheating.com. House of Heating, heating and cooling the air you breathe.
Tired of hearing about checking account features? So are we. It's more about what you can do with your money to live the life you want. Forward Bank puts your access to everything you need in the palm of your hand. Mobile deposit, recurring digital payments, transfer funds, or pay a friend easily. Yes, our checking is free and includes all that you would expect. It's supported by your neighbors and friends at Forward, dedicated to serving our communities. Open online today at forward.bank.
And we're back here at Madison Field in Marshfield, Wisconsin. And I mentioned about the baseball seedings come up. D2, D3, and D4 seedings will be May 17th through the 20th, and then D1 seedings will be May 23rd through the 26th. And the regionals will start right around May 27th or 28th, right around in there. And so the state tournament all at Fox City Stadiums over in Appleton. State tournament at for softball will be June 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th at Goodman Diamond in Madison, where the Wisconsin Badgers play. And Molly will pitch just down low to the leadoff hitter, Aubrey Clot, as Aubrey 1 for 2 on the day, struck out back in the first and a base hit in the third. And she makes her third appearance here now in the fifth and gives it a ride out to left field. Going over is Avery and makes the catch in foul territory for out number 1. As Aubrey gave it a ride, it would have been foul, but Avery going over to make that catch. As Allison Blerick now batting. Allison struck out in the first and a fielder's choice back in the third inning. Right-hand hitter. Molly getting ready, rocks and fires, and down into, I'm going to say the dirt. Even though it's artificial turf, I'm so used to dirt that we're going to say it's in the dirt. One thing is you don't kick up the dust or anything, and you don't get the dirt on your uniform, and looks nice. And a fly ball down the right field line, and that's well out of play. As it rolls over towards the soccer field over there, behind the right field fence there. And there's little kids running for it, bringing the ball back. I know during Legion Ball, they actually get, in the Chaparral games, they get 50 cents if they return the ball. And a shot down the left field line and foul. As Allison gave it a ride. I mean, she got all of that one. Just a little early on it, but she gave it a ride. As we got games coming up on Thursday also, we'll get you a list of games coming up on Thursday. As actually we have some ball games coming up on Wednesday, some makeup games as baseball game. Spash is at DC Everest at 3 o'clock. Kenosha Joe is at Thomas More at 4:30, and Spash is playing DC Everest in a doubleheader on tomorrow. So you can catch that on Zaleski Sports, and then we'll get to just a little bit here. We'll find out my schedule here for on Thursday. I know I'm at Stratford in a big one with Auburndale. And a shot up the middle and a base hit for Allison as she takes that 2-2 pitch right up the middle as she is now 1 for 3 on the day. So one down here in the top of the fifth inning and a runner at first in Allison Blerick, bringing up Mara Meverden as the meat of the order here of the Evergreens. Meverden and Scholes and Hoppy. And pitch upstairs for a ball. So if the Evergreens are going to do any damage, they're going to have to do it now as we are here in the top of the fifth inning already. As this game's only about an hour and 15 minutes old. And pitch down low for a ball, 2-0. As Molly gets ready out there for the Tigers on the rubber. Gets the sign from Greasebox, rocks and delivers. And upstairs for ball 2. As, we've got some great ball games coming up. The Kenosha, St. Joseph's, and Thomas More game should be a really good one tomorrow also on Zaleski Sports. And down low for a ball as Molly's now having problems finding the plate, but pitching very, very carefully to Meverden as she had a double off that left field wall off the top of it. And the pitch upstairs for a ball. So a ball advances Blerick over to second. So runners at first and second now here in the top of the fifth inning.
Brings up the Everest pitcher, number 20, Piper Schultz.
And Piper Schultz has some power, and so does Maddie. And we've got Coach Koska coming out now, the pitching coach. And he's going to have a little conference. So I'm going to send it over to John, and we'll send a commercial at you, and you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Get fresh meats and cheeses every day at Smith Brothers Meats. Let Smith Brothers Meats cater your next event. Smith Brothers Meats of Colby, open Monday through Saturday. When buying or selling, Brock & Decker Real Estate is the team you need by your side. Call Sammy or Sue today and visit on North Central Avenue. Brock & Decker.
And we're back here in Madison as the conference is over, as Coach Koska heading off the field here. And coming to the plate is the left-hand hitter, Piper Schultz, who has struck out and lined out to Maddie Cole out in center field. One down, runners at first and second for the Evergreens as they threaten again, as this is actually the fourth time out of 5 innings they've had runners at second and cannot get them across in the first pitch. To Piper is upstairs for a ball. Yeah, looking at that schedule for on Thursday, of course, you get the rematches of Columbus and Loyal, and that one will be at Loyal. So there's some great rematches coming up here. And, of course, DC Everest will be coming to Marshfield. We'll play some baseball, and we'll have that one for you. And as I mentioned, John and I will be over at Stratford in that big one with Auburndale and Stratford. Stratford playing great ball, and Auburndale with Griesbach over there. Gracie Griesbach doing an outstanding job. She's got a couple no-hitters this year. And so we'll take a look at Auburndale for the first time this season, as Molly Fox having problems here, as she is trying to pitch, careful to her, but Piper's not obliging by swinging it all. And a pitch right down the main drag for a call strike. 3-1 count now to Piper Scholes, pitcher for the Star, pitcher for the DC Everest Evergreens. Molly gets the sign, and the pitch. And down low for a ball and loads the bases. As Hoppy comes to the plate, that is back-to-back walks. That is Molly's third walk of today's game, and she has hit 2 batters, and actually she's only hit 1 batter because the batter that's up right now, Maddie Hoppy, has been hit both times. And you've got to be careful because she's got the power, as she's got 12 home runs on the season this year. Five nothing Tigers with 1 down here in the 5th, and pitch down low and inside. Maddie with those bright orange, I would call them orange, shoestrings in her softball shoes there. Fluorescent type. Inside pitch for a ball. I think, Marshfield would sacrifice a run here to pitch to the bottom of the order, where Molly has been very, very effective of getting an out in that bottom. She doesn't want to, land up giving up a grand slam here. And the first pitch, next pitch catches the outside corner for a call strike. So a 2-1 count to Maddie Hoppy, as Maddie fouls that one off. There has been 1 grand slam this year for the Evergreens, and Pollock has that, as she is on the bench for the Evergreens today. In fact, she's got 7 home runs this year, too. So this Everest club with some power. And a call, strike 3 on the outside corner. A big strikeout for Molly Fox. That is strikeout number 9, as that is a big strikeout, and that is a serve pro strikeout. Serve pro like it never happened, and I'll tell you, that strikeout happened. And coming to the plate now for the Evergreens is Kylan Wright, the shortstop. She struck out back in the second and base hit in the fourth. Bases juiced here with Evergreens. As the first pitch comes in to Kylan, it was a ball. As Molly rocks and fires. And outside as Griesbach tried to frame that one, but that was well outside. As Molly steps to the rubber. Kylan into the batter's box. Molly rocks, fires, upstairs, ball. 3-0 count and no place to put her. As Molly takes off her mask there, as pretty much the whole infield wearing masks now. We've seen that over the years now. It's hard, fast batted ball. And a pitch right down the main drag as Kylan did not get the green light. She made Molly, forced her to throw that strike, and Molly threw it right down Main Street. So Molly gets ready. She rocks, and she fires. And ball 4, and an RBI for Kylan Wright as she walks. 3 walks in this inning. And an RBI for Wright as the Evergreens get on the board. As Lily Griesbach goes out to talk to her pitcher to settle her down a little bit as the bases remain loaded for the Evergreens here in the top of the 5th inning, and the Tigers leading now 5-1. As I've always said, walks can hurt you, and a good example of that is a record that was, I think it was tied this year with the Cincinnati Reds and the Pittsburgh Pirates, as the Pirates walked 7 straight batters in a major league ball game. And it turned out to be a blowout, but the fact is that, it was 7 straight batters in the major leagues that walked in that one game, and I think it was like in the 3rd inning. And the next pitch is a ball to Ava Hahn, the first baseman. Ava has walked back in the 2nd and flew out to center in the 4th. As the wind's picking up a little bit more here. And Molly. And just missing outside as Molly thought she had a strike there. As Molly walks to the back of the circle. Slams the ball into the glove. 2-1 count, 2 down. As a ground ball to short and into center field for a base hit. Run's going to score. And it's as Ari goes over to the circle to cut that one off. And an RBI single by Ava Hahn moves runners along.
Base hit by Hahn brings up
and
the for Everest, number 6.
RBI for Hahn to make this a 5-2 ball game. Everest and Marshfield have had plenty of 1- and 2-run ball games on the season. As I think we have, yes, as Allison Pollock comes to the pinch hitting for Roberts, and she has hit the only grand slam for Everest this year. She is actually, we'll tell you what she's hitting on the season. She is hitting 191 on the season. She's got 9 hits and 7 RBIs, and the ball gets by. And still, Tigers were very fortunate that no one scored on that. So bases are loaded with a count 2-0 to Pollock. Rocks and fires, and a swing and a miss. A big strike there for Molly Fox. As the wind's picking up a little bit more. Fans are kind of moving around here. I don't know if it's, and another swing and a miss, and yes, there is raindrops coming down. As we've got a few out here on the outside here. We're gonna have to bring this in. And a swing and a miss, and it gets away. And a run's going to score as the ball got by Griesbach, and a run came in. So with bases loaded, the ball got away. The batter runner can go. And so the score now is 5-3 with 2 out. It scored as a strikeout and an E2. And it makes the score 5-3 now here as Molly losing her footing out there. So we have bases remain loaded here in the 5th inning. As we got the book all straightened out here, and next pitch comes in, just misses. 2-1 count. As we are getting a few sprinkles here now. Turf will be getting a little wet out there, and so will the ball. As Molly rocks and fires, and a ground ball to short, and a flip to third, and got the force at third, so no more damage. As Costa with a big play at short, flips it over to Garvin at third for out number 3. But the Evergreens bat around in the 5th inning and score 3 runs on just 2 hits. No errors, 1 error, and 3 left. And so after 4.5 innings of play, it's the Marshfield Tigers 5 and the Everest Evergreens 3. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
For 63 years, Hiller's True Value has proudly served Marshfield and central Wisconsin. Now, we're excited to begin a new chapter. Hiller's True Value is becoming Hiller's Ace Hardware, bringing you better pricing, a wider selection, and access to exclusive brands. You'll start to see some exciting changes around the store, all designed to make shopping easier than ever. But one thing will never change: the same friendly faces and trusted service you've counted on since day one. Hiller's Ace Hardware, still Hiller's, now with more tools to serve you better.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between. Check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See Chips' complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream, all served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield. Be a champ and have a chipperific day.
And we're back here as Molly Fox takes the first pitch and goes to right field with a big base hit. As the Evergreens came up with 3 big runs in there, there was 3 walks in there, an error with a strikeout error on the catcher as they scored a run there. So they had 2 RBIs, but a mental mistake there. And as Piper now out on the mound, as she's actually wearing a jacket now. And pretty much everybody except the first and third baseman still in the short sleeves. And pitch down low by Piper. Runner at first, that is Molly Fox, who had that big base hit here to right field to start out the bottom of the 5th inning. And Tigers leading 5-3. And the pitch. And a shot down the line and foul. Felker Brothers of Marshfield, a leading manufacturer of stainless steel products, congratulates student athletes across central Wisconsin on your accomplishments both on and off the courts and fields. Best of luck this season from Felker Brothers of Marshfield. 2-1 count to catcher Lily Griesbach. Lily 1 for 2. His time is called by the batter. Lily lined out to the shortstop in the first and a double and scored in the third, scoring on Avery Kellenhofer's base hit. And pitch upstairs for a ball. Makes the count 3-1. As we had a few sprinkles here as things are kind of drying up now a little bit. And a check swing over to Hoppy, and she shovels it off to first base over to Ava Hahn for out number 1. Advancing to second is Molly Fox. So 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bringing up the left fielder, Avery Kellenhofer. Avery today 2 for 2. As the Tigers have a runner in scoring position there. Be a good time to get a base hit for the Tigers here to put a little more cushion on their lead here. As they had a 5-0 lead going into that 5th inning, but the Evergreens coming up with 3. As Avery fouls that one off into the parking lot there of Madison School. 1-1 count with 1 down. And we'll take a look at the radar here and see if there's anything that's coming this way. And pitch down low for a ball. As my phone is recycling here. And we'll push radar and take a look. And a fly ball out to center, and making a catch is Blarick, and going to third is Fox as she tags. A long fly ball by Kellenhofer. Advances the runner, so 2 down now here, and a runner at third. And big chance here for Ryan Costa to get her first hit of the ball game. As Ryan takes a swing for strike 1. As we'll see what Ryan has for RBIs this season. And she's got 12 RBIs on the year. And one hopper back to the mound, throws over to first for out number 3. So the Tigers gets no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and leaves a runner at third. And after 5 complete innings of play, it's Marshfield 5 and the Evergreens 3. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Simplicity Credit Union brings home the win with great mobile options and the right loan for your family, business, and home. Check them out at simplicity.coop today. Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. Set up a free consultation today at Bruce Orthodontics. They're changing lives one smile at a time.
Hello, I'm Jenny Shaner, Realtor, Next Home Hub City. If you're a first-time home buyer or seller, or you've been around the block, because of my experience, I'm able to help you in the most efficient way. I'm a full-time, full-service realtor. I focus on my clients 100%. Let's work together as a team for a win in your next real estate transaction.
And we're back here at Madison Field as warm-ups going on here. As discover Marshfield's wellness destination, Be Well Studio. Experience cutting-edge recovery tools like hydro massage, infrared sauna, red light therapy, PEMF, and more, all designed to help your body and mind feel their best. Each 15 to 30 minute session is just $29 with memberships and packages available. Book your wellness session today at BeWellStudio.com. And leading you off for the Evergreens, the top of the order, Aubrey Klott, as she started that fifth inning as she flew out to the left fielder as Avery made that catch down the left field line there. And then the roof kind of caved in on the Tigers there as the Evergreens put a hit and a total of 3 walks together to come up with 3 runs in that fifth inning. So looking at the radar, we're going to have little bits and pieces of little just sprinkles floating around here for the next hour or so, but we'll see if we can get this thing in as it is getting a little darker here, and of course there's no lights here at Madison Field, so we'll hopefully we don't call this thing of darkness. It is actually considered a complete game right now as we are starting the top of the 6th inning. So if something does happen, it is a complete game. So a ground ball and a shot past the third baseman, Lydia Garvin, and a base hit for Aubrey Klott, as that is her second hit
brings up the center fielder, number 4,
today, bringing up Allison Blarick. Allison is 1 for 3 on the day with a single in the 5th inning, and she scored in that 3-run inning of the Evergreens in that 5th inning, and a fly ball into the power alley, and that's going to go one hopper off the wall, and that's going to put runners at second and third as a stand-up double by Allison Blarick. Puts runners now at second and third as Klott goes into third on that double. So nobody down, and Everest threatening here as they have threatened pretty much all day long, but finally came on the board in the 5th inning as they had runners in scoring position just about every inning. And a first pitch upstairs for a ball. As I mentioned, we've got some great games coming up on Thursday also here in Central Wisconsin. We've got 11 of them on the network on Thursday, so but we've got a great one right here and a catch in the outside corner for a call strike as Molly Fox paints the corner there. 1-1 count with nobody down. Runners at second and third for the Evergreens. Tying run at second. Pitch upstairs for a ball. Events were made for Nuts Deep 2 in Marshfield. Large groups or small private party spaces available for your event. So call Nuts Deep and find out the available dates at Nuts Deep 2 in Marshfield. And a pitch catches right at the knees on the outside corner. A 2-2 count now to the number 3 hitter, Mara Meverdin, as she is 1 for 2 with a double back in the first, struck out in the third, and walked and scored in the 5th. Coming to the meat of the order of the Evergreens, and a fly ball out to center that could score a run, and a catch by Maddie Cole, and advancing all the way to third then is Blarick, and coming in to score is Klott, and makes the score now 5-4. Tigers here in the top of the 6th inning as a sacrifice fly by Mara Meverdin. And bringing up Schultz. As strike one to Piper. Piper 0 for 2 today. She scored back in that 3-run 5th inning on that walk she had. As I mentioned, this 3, 4, and 5 spot is just awesome hitters for the Evergreens here, with plenty of power also. So inside pitch as it brushes back Piper there a little bit. 1-1 count with one down. As Molly Fox, top pitcher with wins and top ERA. In fact, she's got a chance. And a call strike on the outside corner. She could actually win. The pitchers have a triple crown. You know, like the batters have a triple crown. You lead in RBIs and average and home runs. The pitchers have it if you lead in wins, ERA, and strikeouts. And a swing and a miss, fouling it off is Piper. So if you lead in ERA, strikeouts, and wins, that's considered the pitcher's triple crown. So, and Molly right now in the Wisconsin Valley leads that in all three categories in ERA, strikeouts, and wins. Molly with the pitch, just missing inside. Full count, 3-2 to the dangerous Piper Schultz as one of Everest's top hitters in the lineup here. And the pitch. And fouling it off and staying alive. A strikeout here would be really big for the Tigers as the tying run is at third in Allison Blarick. As the skies are lightening up a little bit in the north there. And a pitch upstairs for a ball, so runners at first and third now. Bringing up Maddie Hoppy, as Maddie was hit by pitches in the second and the fourth and struck out in the fifth. And the ever dangerous Maddie Hoppy to the plate. Great stick for the Evergreens. And she's got 12 home runs on the season. As the first pitch from Molly Fox is low and inside for ball one. As the wind is picking up and moving my papers around here a little bit, I might have to clip them down here. Brought my clips along so they don't fly around. And a ground ball is short and gets by Costa and goes all the way to the wall. And that could give the Evergreens a lead here. Coming around to score and sliding into home and throwing to third and got Piper Hoppy at third, but Hoppy will get a double, a two-run double as Schultz comes all the way around from first to score, and Blarick scores and gives the Evergreens now the lead at 6-5. As Hoppy is thrown out at the plate or at third. So that will go 8-6 to 2-5 for the second out. But 2 RBIs for Hoppy gives the Evergreens a 6-5 lead here. And at the plate now is Kylan Wright, as she's 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a single and a walk in today's contest. As the Evergreens put up a 3-spot here in the 6th inning, a 3-spot in the 5th, and a 3-spot in the 6th. The Tigers put up a 4-spot in the 2nd and 1 in the 3rd to take a 5-0 lead, and the Evergreens come battling back and take a 6-5 lead here now in the top of the 6th inning with 2 down and nobody on, and a 1-2 count to Wright. And just missing outside for a ball. These two teams met earlier in the year, and it went 8 innings as the Evergreens tied that one up at 3 in the late innings. And a ground ball up the middle for Wright. That is her second hit. And bringing up Ava Hahn, as Ava had a, actually,
brings up first baseman number 9, Ava Hahn.
As Hahn had a base hit, or an RBI single back in the 5th inning to get their second run. And the ball gets by Griesbach, and that'll be a wild pitch. As Wright moves over to second on that wild pitch. 1-0 count now. to Ava Hahn, who's 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Fox with the delivery inside and low for ball. This is the final home game of the regular season for the Tigers, as they will go to Stevens Point on Tuesday to play for a conference championship against Spash. And they will finish up next Tuesday at Wausau West. They'll take on the Warriors. Molly rocks and fires, and just outside, as Molly thought she had a strike there also. Just see the expression on her face from up here. 3-0 count with 2 down. Molly gets the sign from Griesbach, rocks and fires, and a call strike right at the letters for strike 1. 3-1 count with 2 down. Runner at second. And Kylan Wright. Ava 1 for 2 on the day. And down low for a ball. As 2 walks in this inning. As that is 6 walks now for Molly, as Coach Linsmeyer comes out and talks to her club. And we'll take a quick break here, and I'll send it over to John. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
And we are back here at Madison Field, and we have a pitching change, as coming into pitch is, for the Tigers, is number, I think, Lydia Garvin has come in. Or, let's see, number 2. Yes, Lydia Garvin has now come in. She will be pitching. Fox will go to short. And I think Costa, yes, Ryan Costa will go over to third for the Tigers, as Becky Linsmeyer makes that pitching change. Pitching line for Lydia Garvin on the season. This is her 6th appearance on the year. She has a 1-3 record. She's got, let's see, she's given up 18 hits, 18 runs she's given up, 35 hits, 16 earned runs. She's walked 4, struck out 5, and she's got an ERA of 5.25. And so Lydia Garvin now on the mound for the Tigers, as she will face, let's take a look here, Ella Roberts. Excuse me, Pollock is back. That's right. She pinch hit back in the 5th inning and came in. And call strike to Pollock, as the raindrops are falling down again here at Madison Field. And pitch upstairs for a ball, as my papers are getting a little wet here. Garvin gets the sign and the pitch, and a fly ball out to center field, as Manny Cole comes in and makes the catch for out number 3. But the Evergreens come up with 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left. And so after 5.5 innings of play, it's the DC Everest Evergreen 6 and the Marshfield Tigers 5, and you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale, we have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Simple, clear, helpful, and built around you. This isn't just a new building, it's a new experience for our members and for the Stevens Point community. Now it's easier than ever to stop in when it works for you. With 24/7 drive-through access, our services fit your schedule, not the other way around. Here at Simplicity, that's the kind of experience we believe in. You'll still see the same friendly faces, now in a space designed to serve you better and enhance the community we're proud to be a part of. We can't wait to welcome you in.
And we are back at Madison Field, and Ari Pugh fouls the first pitch off. At Stratford Plumbing and Heating, your comfort and convenience is their top priority. They service all brands and do complete furnace and air conditioning installation with professional service to Stratford, Marshfield, and the surrounding areas. Call Stratford Plumbing and Heating today, your home comfort experts. And a strike 2 to Ari. Ari, so far today, 2 for 2, scored a run back in the second. She's got a double in the second, a single in the fourth. In fact, she had that RBI double in that second, and a swing and a miss as Ari goes down, swings at an outside pitch for 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That is strikeout number 5 for Piper, as the Evergreens offense has come to life in the last couple innings here, putting up a 3 spot in the 5th and a 3 spot in the 6th to take a 6-5 lead against the Marshfield Tigers. And up now, the left-hand hitting Kendall Pierce, as Kendall's got on with an error and eventually scored and struck out in the 4th. 2-0 count now to Kendall Pierce. And down low for a ball. Kendall Pierce, the tying run in this contest. At the plate right now with her sister in the on-deck circle. And ball 4 on 4 straight pitches. As the Tigers get that tying run on, that is the 3rd walk of the ball game for Piper. And up now is Cameron Pierce. Cameron 1 for 2, and she scored back in that 2nd inning as she attempts a bunt and actually offers at it for a strike. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning as the Tigers have to come back now after being up 5-0. And a beautiful bunt laid down, throw to first in time, and a sacrifice by Cameron Pierce. That play will go 5-3 for the 2nd out, but the tying run now at second base, and Kendall Pierce,
By Cameron Pierce brings up the Marshfield center fielder number 5.
as Cameron moves her sister over to second with 2 down now, and back to the top of the batting order, and Maddie Cole, as Piper just didn't like that ball, so they're throwing that one out. She gets a new ball, as Maddie on the day flew out to the right fielder in the 1st, grounded out to the shortstop in the 2nd, and walked in the 4th. As Piper ready, rocks, fires, and catches the outside corner for a call, strike 1. Tigers have only stranded 3 runners all day. They've got 7 hits. While the Evergreens have 6 runs on 8 hits, and they've stranded actually 11 runners in this contest. And a fly ball to the shortstop as Wright comes over to make the catch for out number 3. For the Tigers in the bottom of the 6th inning, they come up with no runs on no hits no errors, and 1 left. And after 6 complete innings of play, it's the DC Everest Evergreens 6 and the Marshfield Tigers 5. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Wisconsin shops at Gross Auto Group for 3 big reasons. No hassle pricing, lifetime warranty, massive selection, price to move. Gross Auto Group's no hassle pricing means the price you see is the price you pay. No back and forth, no wasted time. Our lifetime engine warranty means we want your new ride running for as long as you own it. And with 8 brands in 6 stores, Gross Auto has the ride you want at the price you need. 3 reasons, 3 towns. Gross Auto Group in Neelsville, Black River Falls, and Marshfield.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
And we're back here at Madison Field, where the Evergreens lead 6-5 here going into the 7th inning, as it's coming down to the final wire here. A great match here. The Tigers, as I mentioned, jumped out to a 5-0 lead after 3 innings of play, but the Evergreens got the bats together and put 3 runs on 2 hits in the 5th and 3 runs on 3 hits in the 6th, and some walks in there by the pitching staff of Marshfield, and giving the Evergreens a lead here. And an off-speed pitch by Lydia Garvin, who's on the mound now for the Tigers, to leadoff hitter here, Alyssa Shemileski, and a ground ball to Ari at first, and she'll touch the bag on that one for out number 1. And back to the top of the batting order is Aubrey Klott, as Aubrey is 2 for 4 on the day. She struck out in the 1st, base hit in the 3rd, flew out to left in the 5th inning, and a base hit and scored in the 6th. And an off-speed pitch and a base hit as she picks up her 3rd hit of the day. Bringing up Allison Blerick, and Allison has been very effective from the 5th inning here, as she had a single in the 5th and scored, and a double in the 6th, and scored eventually also. So she's 2 for 4 on the day, and nicely blocked by Griesbach as the pitch from Garvin down low for ball 1. Next Step Prosthetics, providing prosthetic and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today. And Allison gets around on that one. She puts it way foul over into the parking lot. As they're still playing baseball over on Safford Field there. And an off-speed bounces in front of home plate for a ball. 2-1 count now with 1 down. The Tigers are going to have to put it together in the 7th inning, as they will have their number 2, 3, and 4 hitters, the power of their order, up in the bottom of the 7th inning. As Blerick fouls that one off, and Allison having a great day. She's 2 for 4 on the day. As Lydia gets ready, fires, and that one getting by the catcher, and that will be a pass ball on that. As the Evergreens get a runner in scoring position here to give them a little comfort here. And an off-speed pitch fouled off. Count 3-2 with 1 down. Even with a loss, the Tigers have a chance for a conference championship. They have to beat Stevens Point on Thursday. And fouling that one off and out of play. as Spash is taking on West today also. And West is a team, as I mentioned, has beaten Stevens Point once this year at Stevens Point. And that game is up at Wausau West today. And ball 4 as Allison walks and puts runners now at first and second with one down. And bringing up Mara Meverdin, who's 1 for 2 on the day, as Mara hit one off the top of the fence for a stand-up double in the first. And then struck out in the third, walked and scored in the fifth, had a sacrifice RBI fly in the sixth. And next pitch, upstairs for a ball, 2-0 count. As Lydia getting ready, gets the sign and the pitch. And a fly ball out to the left as the left fielder comes in and makes the catch. That is Kellenhofer, as Molly Fox went back on it, and Avery thought she had a better look at it instead of Molly and called Molly off and made the catch for out number 2. So 2 down now here with runners at first and second, and Piper Schultz now up. Piper 0 for 2 on the day, as she struck out in the first, lined out to center in the third inning, walked and scored in the fifth, and walked and scored in the sixth. So again, the old saying, walks will hurt you, as all 3 of those walks landed up scoring, as Dan Costa comes out to talk to the umpire. I have no idea what he whispered into his ear. You know, sometimes you wish you were a little mouse and could hear what was going on, but that's not the case this time. So 0-1 count to Piper Schultz, and a swing and a miss off the glove, a foul ball. The count now 0-2 with 2 down, runners at first and second. If Lydia could get this runner here, the Tigers would have a chance of only being down by 1. And a bouncer, and that'll be a wild pitch, and advancing the runners to second and third on that wild pitch. 1-2 count. A single will score 2 here. That's Lydia Garvin on the mound. Gets set and delivers. And a fly ball out the center as Maddie Cole goes back, makes the catch for out number 3. For the Evergreens in the top of the 7th, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. And after 6.5 innings of play, it's the DC Everest Evergreens 6 and the Marshfield Tigers 5. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference Baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
And we are back here at Madison Field as the Tigers are coming up with Lydia Garvin starting out. Lydia 0 for 2 on the day.
Pitcher number 2, Lydia Garvin.
So far, the Evergreens have scored 6 runs on 9 hits, 1 error, and stranded 13 runners, while the Tigers 5 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, and stranding 4 as the first pitch comes into Lydia Garvin for ball 1. Coming up next will be the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds at Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com, as we'll be talking to the winning coach and star player of the game. And a fly ball out to center field, going back, and making a catch and running into the fence is the center fielder, Allison Blarick, as she went down and held onto that ball as the umpires are going out to check on her. But a great catch as Lydia Garvin gave it a ride. And Allison slammed into the fence and went down immediately, hung onto the ball. As they're still checking on her out there. As we'll take a quick commercial break here as they're checking on her out there, and you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
So, after a couple of years of this, it's time for more money and better opportunities. That's where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Are you a born leader? Is hospitality your thing? Maybe you're into efficiency. Or do you love building teams? No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. So stop getting by and level up today.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
And we're back here at Madison School or Madison Field, and great to see Allison out there. As it took her a while to get up, but she took a couple running steps just to loosen up a little bit. They gave her a nice ovation. I'll tell you, a great catch by a great ball player out there, Allison Blarick. And just an outstanding, actually a game-saving catch right there by Allison, and a great job by her. So glad everything is well with her, and hope injury doesn't affect her down the road. But I'll tell you, she made a heck of a catch on that play against the fence and banged into the fence, but an outstanding catch by her and a great ball player in Allison Blarick. And we're back to action here, and it's a 1-1 count now to Molly Fox. Molly with a base hit today. She's 1 for 3. As she can hit the long ball. She's got 4 or 5 of them this year. And a line shot out to left field and gets by the left fielder and coming into third and takes 2 bases on that error and puts the tying run at third base as Molly hit a shot out the left, got by the left fielder, Kittle, and Molly saw the break that she wanted and round second and came sliding into third. So with 1 down and a runner at third and a pitch outside. Now the question is, the fence here is pretty close. I don't know, do you challenge if it's a wild pitch? It could bounce off the wall and come back at the catcher. You've got that tying run at third. And it's actually a concrete wall back here with some padding, but it can bounce very, straight back at a catcher and make a difference here as Piper trying to get her composure out there now. The count 2-1 with one down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tigers trailing 6-5. And gets by, and here comes Molly. And tying run scores on that wild pitch. And ties this contest up. As Coach Linsmeyer is talking to the home plate umpire here. We don't know what the holdup is here now. We are tied up at 6 as Molly Fox scores on a wild pitch. You think about how important that catch was out there out in center field by Allison Blerick, because if that would have been dropped out there, Lydia Garvin could have landed up at second on that and possibly scored on the base hit by Fox. And with Fox going into third on that, that could have been the winning run right there. So that was a very big catch out there for the Evergreens. But coming to the plate now with one down is Lily Griesbach. And Lily 1 for 3. She has had a hot bat for the last 2-3 weeks. And a pitch down low for a ball. As the winning run now at first base, bringing up Avery Kellenhofer. Avery has made contact just outstandingly in this contest. She is 2 for 3, had a single and scored in the second, singled in the third, and hit a long fly ball to center in the 5th inning. And a delayed call strike right on the outside corner for a call strike. And another strike right on the outside corner. 0-2 count to Avery Kellenhofer. Upstairs for a ball on an off-speed pitch by Piper. And a shot down the right field line, but just foul. Tigers now with 6 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. As Avery Kellenhofer trying to advance. Lily Griesbach at first base. As Lily is the winning run. Game tied at 6. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Piper gets the sign, rocks, and a shot down the left field line, but foul. As Avery staying alive. Number 5 hitter for Coach Linsmeyer's Marshfield Tigers. Avery playing a very good left field for the Tigers. As Piper gets a new ball. Ball a little wet. As it's starting to cool off on it. And a shot up the middle, base hit. And station to station as Avery picks up her 3rd hit of the ball game with runners at first and second. As the winning run at second base for the Tigers. And Kellenhofer at first. And a ground ball to second. Throws over to first for out number 2. As Hoppy throws over to Hahn. And both runners advance. And coming to the plate is Ari Pugh. And Ari's got 2 hits today. She's got a double and scored, a single, and struck out swinging back in the 6th. And a pitch low and outside for a ball. win here would keep the Tigers tied for first in the Wisconsin Valley. Pitch outside for a ball. When these two teams met back, about 3 weeks ago, that it went to 8 innings as the Tigers put up a 3-spot in that 8th inning, and ball 3-0 count to Ari Pugh. We'll see what Coach Linsmeyer will do if pitch right at the letters for a call strike. 3-1 count with 2 down. Winning run at third. And Ari fouls that one off. 3-2 count. Tigers had a 5-0 lead. The Evergreens came back with 3 in the 5th inning and 3 in the 6th to go ahead 6-5, but the Tigers have tied it up here in the 7th inning. And down low, ball 4. As Piper having a little problems control-wise, as Kendall Pierce, the left-handed hitter, has gotten on with an error and scored, struck out, and walked in the 6th. Right now, a walk is as good as a hit. As Kendall Pierce, big pressure for the senior here. Great way here would be to bring in the winning run in your last regular season home game. And a swing and a miss by Kendall Pierce. As there are 4 seniors on this Marshfield team making their last regular season appearance. And a call strike on the outside corner to Kendall Pierce. 1-2 count with 2 down. And fouls it off as Kendall stays alive. It doesn't get any better than this. I'll tell you, these two teams have had matchups down the way, and a ground ball to first for the out as Kendall Pierce grounds out to the first baseman for the out. But the Tigers pick up a run here in the 7th. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 error, and 3 left. And after 7 complete innings of play, we're all knotted up at 6, and you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
We're back here at Madison Field, and we are going to the 8th inning, folks. We are all tied up at 6. And leading off for the Evergreens here in the top of the 8th inning, the second baseman, Maddie Hoppy, as she is, see, I've got her for, and a ground ball to short over the Fox, and out number 1. First pitch. So 1 hopper to Molly over there. And bringing up Kylan Wright. And Kylan with a good day today. 2 for 3. struck out in the second, but got a hit in the fourth, walked in the fifth, and walked and base hit in the sixth as she fouls that one off.
Now at the plate for the Evergreen, shortstop number 13, Kylan Wright.
And an off-speed pitch just upstairs by Lydia Garvin. Yes. Kylan gets back into the batter's box here. And a fly ball down the right field line, going over and trying to make a diving catch is Lila Upman. One and two count. Garvin with the pitch, off speed, and fouled, and just out of the reach of Lily Griesbach there. 1 and 2 count. Garvin with the pitch, and inside and down low. 2 and 2 count. As we are coming up to the 7:30 hour here. This game almost 2.5 hours old. As it was moving right along, we were in, like, I want to say the fourth inning, and we were at an hour and 15. And I'll tell you, it's with all the scoring that the Evergreens have put up there in those 2 innings there, and a shot down the left field line, foul. But we are, like I said, it's almost 2.5 hours of this contest, as it'll get dark very soon here because of the lighting situation. As I see, must be a soccer game going on over at Hiding Field over there. And a fly ball into the power alley, but coming over and making the catch is Avery Kellenhofer for out number 2.
The fly out to left brings up the Everest first baseman, number 9, Ava Hahn.
Yeah, if you look back the last 17 and a half years, there has been a lot of one-run ball games, a lot of 1- and 2-run ball games between these two clubs. And it could go either way, as we've got a trainer coming across. I think one of the players from DC Everest, as Paige Higgins, is heading across the field over to the Evergreens dugout here. And she's going over to check on a player. As play will continue here with 2 down. And coming to the plate is Ava Hahn. Ava on the day is 1 for 2. Walked back in the second, flew out into center in the fourth, singled in the fifth, and walked in the sixth. And an off-speed pitch just up high. As Lydia gets the sign and the pitch. And just missing. A 2-0 count. Lydia with the delivery and fouled off. Back to the backstop here. 1 and 2 count now on Ava Hahn, who's got been on base 3 times today. And pitch just missing. As we are tied up at 6 here in the 8th inning. Lydia gets the sign. And inside and low for a ball. So the second walk by Lydia Garvin today. She has come in relief back in the 6th inning and got the final out in that 6th. But she has only given up 1 hit and 2 walks in her, well, let's see, that would be actually 2 full innings of pitching here now. And the first pitch is a call strike. As the Marshfield fans are a little joyous on that one. Lydia gets the sign and steps and just low and inside. As the fans thought that one looked pretty good at the knees. But the umpire's got the better angle than what the fans do in the stands. And the pitch. And a fly ball out to left. And tailing away and coming back and making a great catch is Avery Kellenhofer for out number 3 for the Evergreens in the top of the 8th. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left. And after 7.5 innings of play, it's tied at 6. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Our score remains tied at 6.
Cobeson Bus is hiring its drivers that they need. Cobeson Bus is hiring is the perfect job for me.
Cobeson Buses would like to thank all of our school bus drivers throughout the state of Wisconsin for their safe driving. If you would like to make a difference in your community with a fun and rewarding part-time job, apply at Cobeson.com.
Cobeson Bus is hiring is the perfect job for me.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken has been voted best pizza in Marshfield 16 years in a row. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken is ready for your call now. Choose drunken chicken, BLT, Western, mac and cheese, sweet chili chicken, and more. Plus, Scotty's has broasted chicken, fish sandwiches, salads, and desserts. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, 715-384-8118 and Scotty'sPizza.com.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
And we're back here at Madison Field where Cameron Pierce leading off for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 8th. And first pitch upstairs for a ball. As Cameron 1 for 3 on the day. She singled and scored back in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th, and grounded the 3rd. And next pitch for a ball. 2-0 count to Cameron Pierce. And a slap hit. And they're not going to get her. Again, that advantage of being a left-handed hitter. You get that extra step and a half out of the box. And a base hit for Cameron Pierce. She has had 2 like that today. As she had a bunt she beat that out also. And that makes that big difference as, you know, you get these slap hitters and coming out of that left-handed batter's box. I saw it for many years when I was umpiring and doing college ball. You see a lot of it in college ball, and you're starting to see a lot of it now in high school ball also, of the slap hitter. And it's very effective for left-handed hitters because you're getting that little second and a half, you know, out of the box there. And next pitch is a ball. It's 1-1 count now to the leadoff hitter, Maddie Cole. Maddie on the day is 0 for 3, and she's long overdue as a great leadoff hitter for the Tigers. As Maddie squared around and pulled it back for a ball. 2-1 now. Plus with the speed that Cameron Pierce has, as that one's foul. So 2-2 count here. Great speed on the bases with Cameron Pierce. If she hits one in the power alley, I'm thinking Cameron could score from home. And a fly ball out the center. And coming in to make that catch is Allison Blerick for out number 1.
Now at the plate for the Tigers, pitcher number 2,
Lydia Garvin, who's now pitching. She's 0 for 3 for the day. And I see Columbus pull that one out 6-5 today against Loyal. So the big matchup will be on Thursday when Columbus goes to Loyal to see if Loyal can stay in the race there for that conference crown in the Clover Belt Eastern Conference. And next pitch upstairs to Lydia Garvin is a ball. 1-1 count with one down. The Tigers started this the same way in the first inning, or had one out and came up with the winning run. And getting back in head first is Cameron Pierce. As a snap throw down to first base there by Aubrey Klott. And I'll tell you, she can throw it right on the money down there too. Next pitch by Piper is upstairs for a ball. 3-1 count. A walk here will put the winning run. And a call strike catching the inside corner. 3-2 count. A walk here will put the winning run at second base. Piper. And a ground ball to second. And through the legs. And going to third on the play. A routine ground ball to Maddie Hoppy. And it goes right between her legs out to right field. And with the speed that Cameron Pierce has, she went all the way to third on that air.
Now at the plate for the Tigers.
And for the Tigers, shortstop Molly Fox, who was the starting pitcher. Molly in her last two times have gotten base hits off of Piper. And I mean shots. And first pitch, low and outside for a ball. Molly 2 for 4. She scored that tying run back in the 7th inning. And fouls that one off. 1-1 count with one down. As Coach Linsmeyer over talking to Cameron Pierce. What to possibly do on a ball that gets away from the catcher. And a shot in the middle, and it's down, and it's a game winner as Cameron Pierce comes across. And a base shot, a third hit by Molly Fox. And the Tigers come away with an extra inning ball game, another 8-inning ball game against the DC Everest Evergreens. What a battle as the Tigers come away with a win here. As the Tigers score that winning run on a base shot by Molly Fox and Cameron Pierce coming in from third. So the Tigers come up with one run on two hits, one error, and two left. And we'll have the pregame show with head coach Becky Linsmeyer, and most likely it will be Molly Fox with that game winner and get her feeling on what happened, what was going through her mind as the Tigers totally come up with 7 runs on 11 hits and had 1 error and left 2 more stranded, so left 6 stranded, while the Evergreens finished tonight with 6 runs on 9 hits, 1 error, and stranded 14. So a big lead that the Tigers had, gave it away, but got it back in the 8th inning and come up with a 7-6 ball game. And I'll tell you, a great ball game by both clubs, and it went right down to the wire. So we'll be coming up with the Nasonville Dairy postgame show here. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds, Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or Nasonville.com. And we'll be right back with head coach Becky Linsmeyer and star player of the game. And you're watching Wisconsin Valley Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
And we're back here at Madison Field in a great, great ball game. And I'll tell you, Coach, with me is head coach Becky Linsmeyer, and I'll tell you, Becky, with the Nasonville Dairy's post, but Becky, I'll tell you, these close games are a little pressure on you down the stretch here. But I'll tell you, both times against Everest, a great, great ball club. And I mean, they were conference champs last year. They've got, I'll tell you, I would never want to face, I wouldn't want to be in Molly's shoes to face that power lineup that they got in the middle there is just outstanding. And Molly did a nice job in those first 4 or 5 innings and controlling that.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You know, they're well coached over there, and they have some, their top 5 batters are some of the best we face. Yep. And, you know, she did a great job of keeping them off balance, you know, throughout the game. I mean, you told me they left 14 runners on base, and that's a lot due to her and just our team defense as well. And so girls stepping up when we need to. But, yeah, I mean, you know, it's always a great game when we play DC Everest. We know that going into it, and you know, we're just very fortunate that it came out on our end tonight.
Yeah. And great composure by your ball club too. You know, you get that 5-0 lead. You're cruising right along. Your girls look really relaxed, and all of a sudden, boom! The roof just caved in those 2 innings. And I'll tell you, there was some walks in there. There was, you know, there was nair in there. But I'll tell you, you guys kept your composure. Came back, and this young lady here came up with a big hit in that 7th inning to come across, and then, you know, and it's pretty gutsy. There's not much room between home plate and here to, you know, and I know Molly's got some good wheels, but I'll tell you, it's a gutsy call to come in, especially when you've got that tying run sitting at third base.
Oh, absolutely. And she's a fierce competitor. I've said that about her. I love her for that. And she's one of these kids where when she was on third, I think I even maybe mentioned to her. I said, if it gets past the catcher and you want to go, just go, but be careful because home plate might be a little slippery because of the conditions we were under, tonight. So she knew all that. She's a smart ball player. Her, with all the balls that she plays, I'm so happy she's on our team. But it was also a team effort. The people behind her. She pumped up kids in the dugout and out on the field, and they're really coming along. They're gelling really nice. They're trusting each other. They're believing in themselves. We're trying to put quality at bats and move runners when we need to. And these are the type of games you need going into playoffs, hopefully in about 2 weeks.
Well, the thing is, you got the big one now coming up Thursday. I mean, you've got a conference championship on the line Thursday, and I'll tell you, you guys stayed with Smash before. I mean, they can be beaten. West beat them, and West played them again tonight. I don't know what the turnout was, but you're going to Stevens Point on Thursday for possibly a Wisconsin Valley Conference championship.
Yeah, and we know they're going to be ready. I mean, Coach Droner is going to have his team pumped up, and they're going to be ready. We're going to enjoy this win tonight, come back tomorrow, practice hard tomorrow, and be ready to go down and point. This team has a never-give-up attitude, and we're going to just go down there and play our game, and, hopefully it'll come out on our end, and we'll win that WVC. But we got to play the game, and we got to get through it, and we know they're going to be ready for us. So, we'll be down there and we'll be ready when on Thursday.
All right, Beck. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck on Thursday. Yep. With me also is Molly Fox. And Molly, great job on the mound tonight. You started out like a ball of fire. I mean, you had like 5-6 strikeouts, boom, just like that. Yeah. But the roof kind of caved in a little bit, and I think the weather had a lot to do with it out there also. It was starting to rain a little bit. Ball was getting slippery, but a great job. But what was going through your mind coming up here in the 8th inning, and you've got the winning run sitting at third base?
Well, I mean, honestly, my teammates put me up in a great position. Like way to get Cameron on base, way to get her in position, and then Lydia coming in with that single to move Cameron to third. And then I was like, this is the game we're in for. This is the game we're here. And I was like, amazing.
All right, that's the only question I'm going to ask you because I'm going to let you guys go celebrate, and I'm going to put you in the house one more time, okay?
All right.
3, 2, 1.
I'm Molly Fox, and I'm in the house.
Thanks, Molly. As Molly gets doused here, they're going to celebrate a big come from behind, or actually have the lead, come from behind, and a big 7-6 win over DC Everest, and stay alive in the Wisconsin Valley Conference for a conference championship on Thursday at Stevens Point. For John Sanford, I'm Mike Steinwegner. We'll be in Stratford on Thursday for the Stratford-Auburndale game. We'll see you down the road. Have a nice evening now. Bye.